guys, right now I'm recording. I think it's working hopefully. If not, hopefully the quality doesn't look terrible. But I have it all set up against like my on my roommate's bed because she's not here right now because she's out modeling, which is besides the point. But hold on. Give me a second. Let me get situated. But hey guys, hopefully this is recording and everything. I should have enough storage because I bought a new memory card and stuff like that. Let me move this to the side. I have my computer right here. I don't think I'm going to use my computer for anything, but it's cute, so I'm going to put it right here. Have my little Hello Kitty stuffed animals to the side right here. A little Hello Kitty blanket. And yeah, I low-key was telling my roommate about this. I was like, oh, I would love to start a podcast or something like that. And I feel like this is looking gonna be kind of cool, so this is really sort of spontaneous, so I didn't really think of anything to talk about or whatever, but I have an idea of what I want to talk about just because I always have ideas or whatever. I feel like it's pretty fun to express them. This video is not going to be too long just because it's currently 7 o'clock right now, and I have like a bunch of midterms that I have to study for, so I can't be over here yapping for too long, but I'm using this microphone from TikTok Shop, and it's connected to my phone. So hopefully it's gonna like record the audio, like voice memo, and I can like overlay this. Just because y'all are sort of far away from me, so y'all are not gonna really be able to hear much from me. Whatever, it's gonna be very like the quality would be pretty bad. So I have this little microphone. Hopefully it works pretty well. That's gonna be really embarrassing if the audio quality is really bad, but that's none of my business. I don't know what to tell y'all. But currently right now I'm sitting on my bed and I really want to think about what to talk about, but I really don't know what to talk about. So y'all have to give me a second to really think. I really should have made like a script or something on Google Docs in order to think about what I want to talk about. But I feel like a lot of the times I have lots of things to talk about, ever, but I just never get a way to express them or anything like that. So I feel like hopefully this video will have like a great way to express them and be able to have like, I don't know, sort of like a digital diary. I feel like hopefully the setup is pretty cute. I don't know. My pillow, maybe the pillowcase is not on all the way. We're gonna turn it this way, so y'all see that because that's kind of embarrassing. But as y'all can see, this is my little room. My background, it's very red. Yeah, it's very red, very pretty. Me and my roommate thought of this like theme together, whatever, because we've been best friends since like 6th grade. So it's like this whole thing. I think I know what I want to talk about though, just because I feel like this is something a lot of people talk about a lot. And I feel like this is something that's so valid to me, whatever. And I feel like what I want to talk about is the idea of growing up like, I don't know what the word is. I don't know if it's like unconventionally attractive because that emits some sort of like attraction, that you were attractive in some sort of way, but it's like more an unconventional way. I just want to say like more like just not attractive at all or whatever. And I feel like a lot of people experience this where they grow up, especially when you grow up in like predominantly like white institution or whatever, where you grow up seen as unattractive or whatever, and then when you suddenly get older or whatever, and obviously as you grow older, you kind of go out of the phase of like the awkward, like like the awkward face that you have. Like growing up, I was really like a nerd. To be honest, I had glasses. I still love my glasses to this day, but I had glasses. I read Harry Potter, Percy Jackson. Not gonna lie, I'm still obsessed with Percy Jackson. If y'all really want me to go in depth about the new Percy Jackson series and how I feel about it, I could really say a whole lot because it was. I'm not gonna get on that, but it was just pretty bad. But like, I feel like it's low-key kind of strange because when you grow up as like unattractive and suddenly you have this glow up or whatever, and it's very weird when you see like you actually get attention from people or whatever. Because I feel like what a lot of people don't understand when you grow up unattractive is also you miss like a very like innate phase that everybody else be having, which is like, I don't know, like dating in middle school and like elementary school, whatever. But if y'all never experienced getting asked out, I just saw a TikTok about this, getting asked out by like, like Oreo. If y'all don't even know what that is, y'all did not experience growing up looking bad, because getting asked out as like an Oreo thing and them clarifying in the first place and being like, please say no, top 10 most embarrassing things in my life. Okay, like if y'all did not experience, y'all that y'all did not grow up through true childhood trauma or whatever. But I feel like this is a lot. I feel like this experience of growing up unattractive in general or whatever is something that a lot of like awkward black girls feel or whatever. And then when you grow up and you have your glow up, it's low-key kind of weird because you like, my goodness, you be confused on why guys actually like you or whatever. And I feel like it like sort of in a way it's like sort of weird because it makes you kind of insecure within yourself at first, just because you have all these like insecurities about, you know what I mean, like guys and all this stuff or whatever. So then you grow up and then you start seeing like attraction in the first place, and it's like low-key kind of weird. It's like, oh my goodness, like wow, like I don't know, it was just weird to me or whatever. And I feel like a lot of people do talk about this, but I feel like they talk about it in like a different way or whatever from like perspective, just because I feel like they talk about it like in a way it's like weird, just because guess what, y'all, my personality has not changed. I'm still that awkward like weird black girl or whatever, but it's like your looks change or whatever. So it just seems very strange because it's like I literally had the same personality that y'all now find funny, but y'all did not find funny before because I wasn't attractive, which is low-key weird or whatever. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like too, okay, it's definitely working because when I dropped it, it made like this weird noise, but it made like, you know, like the little scratchy noise that you get or whatever. But I forgot exactly what I was saying, but basically y'all know what I mean, like Oreo, like getting asked out like as a joke when you were younger. And I feel like also specifically growing up in like a predominantly white institution like a PWI, I mean it just hits even more different because even as you grow up and you're seen, and that's when you're like unconventionally unattractive in their eyes, because no matter what, because I would never forget in 5th grade, I'd be telling my friends all about this is like one of the particular moments or whatever. Anyway, I was just saying there's this particular moment in time or whatever that really stuck with me, that made me like, I'm not gonna lie, grow up for your white men or whatever, because in 5th grade I feel like I need to explain the situation that happened because it was low-key crazy to me. But in 5th grade, me and my friends, we all had this crush on this one boy. Let's call him like, I don't know, let's call him Cookie, because that's what we would actually call him, whatever. So all of my friends, we all had this crush on this boy named Cookie or whatever. And obviously me, mind you, since I grew up in like a predominantly white institution or whatever, majority of my friends were white, so the other 2 girls were white or whatever, and we all had a crush on him, whatever. So it comes like one day, because he rode our bus or something, one day Cookie finds out that blank liked him or whatever. One of my friends liked him. So then after that, you know how 5th graders are, like you're just like, oh my goodness, no, I don't like you, blah 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 does. So they expose that I like him, whatever. Mind you, Cookie does not care. Like he's like, oh, you like me, whatever, and he moves on, whatever. But when he finds out that I like him, oh my goodness, it's like he is the most disgusted that he could ever see. And he tells me, oh, I don't like black girls. Oh my goodness, that was like top 10 most like atrocious moments of my life. I was like so sad because the reaction that he gave to everybody else was just like, oh, but the specific reaction he gave when he found out that I liked him was just absolute disgust. And I feel like, whatever, that's something that like deeply like hurt me or whatever. And I've never heard of this phrase before because also I was very like sheltered kind of, so I never really heard of this phrase or never really thought that liking somebody depended on your race or whatever. And I feel like that started like, really, it gave me a reality check. In fact, it made me come to the realization that people actually do look at race when they consider dating somebody, which I feel like is ridiculous or whatever. And it was low-key kind of weird because I don't know, it's because specifically he grew up white or whatever, or like I don't know, this was just never like in my household or whatever where we looked at race and we viewed it as an aspect of if you would date them or not. And specifically me, I've never viewed it as that. I viewed it as, oh, your personality, you know what I mean? Obviously if you're attracted to them and stuff like that, but I feel like race to me never played like a significant factor in whether I like somebody. So specifically when he told me that, I was so confused. I was not only confused, but I was hurt just because I was like, oh, am I really that disgusting? Like, just because I'm black, that you don't want to date me. Mind you, now growing up, I look back on it on top of that and I'm like, first of all, he wasn't even fine to be saying all of that. Second of all, that's just a crazy statement to make as a 5th grader. What were you taught growing up? I feel like that's such a reflection of your parents or whatever, because I have never heard this phrase and I've never heard my parents say, oh, blah blah blah, they're this race or whatever, you shouldn't date them or something like that. It was crazy to me. So I was like, growing up, I actually really feel bad for this kid because I'm like, why are you growing up with that such mindset to have or whatever? And then I came to the realization, like as growing up more after that situation transpired or whatever, I was like, this is the conclusion a lot of the white boys in my school actually had, or whatever. And this is like top 10, like, this is why I don't mess with white guys anymore, because it has scarred me. I feel like I have PTSD. Not even mess with white guys, cause or like them or whatever, because I have PTSD. Because now I feel like what a lot of black girls have to realize, because white girls, they be having their little 1-2, oh, he doesn't like blondes, he doesn't like brunettes, but we have to worry about our race. Does he even like you because you're black? Like, I feel like a lot of people don't recognize that or whatever, and I feel like that's what I learned. I feel like it was a harsh but like reality check lesson that you do actually have to worry about that, specifically as a black girl, whatever. You have to worry about, oh, does he like black girls or whatever. Not like I'm like one of those comment warriors that be like, oh, do you like black girls in the comments on TikTok comments? Because that's like a crazy thing to me. I would never ask that. I would never seek validation from that. But it's like crazy to me how even in the first place that's like an aspect that plays a role in people's minds. But I guess I was such an innocent like child or whatever. I never thought of that aspect of race and how it actually contributed to like what people liked or whatever. I don't know. It was just strange to me. But yeah, that was a whole long story. But like that story or whatever in the first place, it really gave me a realization and a shock of the century. To be honest, it gave me like a like feeling of like, oh, this makes sense or whatever. Not it makes sense, but like, oh, I guess I am unattractive because of my race, or like I'm deemed unattractive. And even if in the first place, even growing up in middle school, oh my goodness, like even in middle school, I never dated anybody because nobody found me attractive. Because not gonna lie or whatever, I was looking rough in middle school. Like middle school, it was strange. But then when I got to high school, it was weird because, and even in the first place, like I grew up with my best friend, of course, that's my roommate now, but I grew up with her and we were both, I guess, unattractive in like societal terms, whatever. And we grew up together or whatever, and obviously in high school you start finding your such a sense of fashion and you start doing makeup, you start like, you know, not growing up and like actually like seeing what you like and all this other stuff, and not based on like the braids that your mom wants you to wear or whatever. Because I'm telling you, me, I had cornrows in my head. Like my mom made me wear cornrows and I put like a headband on. Like I'll insert pictures whatever what I looked like, but it was lucky crazy. But yeah, obviously you find your sense of fashion, whatever. And really it wasn't until like I would say senior year when my best friend got a boyfriend finally, whatever, where we had a perspective because of a guy, because obviously she's dating a guy or whatever, and it was like a different perspective, and he would tell us, oh my goodness, like, oh, this person said that y'all were cute or whatever, or this person found you attractive and yada yada yada. But we never realized that in the first place, because one, we were very shy, like even me and my best friend, not necessarily shy, but like we were very like antisocial. I don't even want to say antisocial because I feel like that's like a specific term, whatever. But me and her, we were just more reserved. I would say reserved or whatever, and we really only talked to specific members of our friend group or whatever, and we didn't really talk to anybody else. So it seemed like, because her boyfriend would say that people would deem us, like guys would deem us as intimidating or whatever, but in reality we really weren't intimidating. It was just more that we were more reserved and we didn't talk as much, so it came off as intimidating. And you know, we could go on this whole tangent about how black girls are seen as intimidating, and it could go on, but like that's not the point of this video right now. But yeah, so it was lucky weird because he would tell us like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, said that y'all were cute, or like blah blah liked you, blah blah blah, wanted me to put you on to this or whatever. And we never actually realized that guys found us attractive, because obviously if they found us intimidating they wouldn't tell us. But after she got her boyfriend, whatever, it was like an eye opener. We're like, oh, whatever. It was lucky weird. We were like, oh my goodness, wait, hold on, wait a minute. But we never really talked in the first place, so we never even were able to come to that conclusion or whatever. And I feel like it grew up, it really came, the reason why also we didn't have this conclusion that guys actually liked us, or like we thought like we were attractive like in like a conventional sense or whatever, was more just because the way that we grew up, we were more reserved and we didn't talk too much or whatever. So guys never really approached us just because we never gave them the opportunity, or even put ourselves in the opportunity in the first place, because we did not talk. Like we only talked to each other, we talked to our friends, whatever, obviously. And it was low-key kind of funny in a way how that happened, and like how the reality check came in like senior year or whatever. But I feel like specifically when we move on to like college now, because I don't know if y'all know, but like it's my first year of college, whatever, I feel like I've grown more, even more into like my sense of style, or like my looks or whatever. And I feel like I've actually been able to like, I don't know, formulate like how I want to be perceived and stuff like that. And I feel like specifically now or whatever, it's like at this point in time I'm like, oh, because I know like before in like middle school, high school, oh my goodness, I wanted a boyfriend so bad. I, I wanted a boyfriend so bad, trust. And now that I'm actually in college, I'm like, oh my goodness, man, please stay away from me. Like, y'all, like, with the amount of talking stages I've had and stuff like that have always failed, and I still haven't had a boyfriend, never is crazy to me. And I feel like partly it's also my fault because it's like, obviously me, or whatever, I would say I'm more like an avoidant attachment style, whatever. And it's like whenever guys come like close to me, or like I get close to a guy or whatever, I'd be like, oh, don't like it. Whatever, and I immediately just want to cut it off because I'm scared. And I feel like it also contributes to the way I grew up with my parents and all of that and stuff like that. So I feel like that's also why. But I'm going around the whole point in the first place, whatever. But I don't know. I just want to yap. I don't really want to talk about anything specific. But yeah, I feel like that's why it contributed to me acting the way I do with men or whatever, because specifically when anything good comes towards me, like if my best friend were here, she would tell you, oh my goodness, yeah, it's so terrible, like avoidant attachment style to the T. Like she's always trying to run away from her problems. Like anytime a guy like tries to approach me, trust, I'd be trying to go the other way. I'd be like, please get away from me or whatever. And I feel like also the only reason why I also experienced that is because in the first place I've never been in a relationship before. So I don't know, it just the idea of it scares me in the first place. It's like you have to actually get vulnerable. Oh, you gotta talk about your feelings and oh, I can't do all of that. Like where I sound dumb, but like y'all know what I mean. Like I feel like a lot of people can relate to what I mean or whatever. And like I'd be on Reddit, I'd be like, oh, why is this? Why is that? I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't know about Reddit, y'all need to get on Reddit. Like I sound like dumb, but like low key, Reddit be giving you the best advice that you need sometimes. I'd be like, hold on, wait a minute. Like if I have a problem, I'd be going on Reddit. I'd be like, hold on, let me see something, whatever. But yeah, so I feel like also this whole like unconventionally not what's it called not being attractive growing up or whatever has contributed also to like me missing like fundamental stages that I feel like a lot of people have whatever, like when they begin in their first boyfriend. Some people begin in their first boyfriend like elementary school or middle school or whatever. Trust, I was never able to achieve that step in the first place. Going to a PWI and not being attractive, or I was not able to even succeed in that step. Whenever I was getting asked that was a joke, like people did not guys did not like me or whatever, and it made me so sad. And I feel like it also made me like slightly insecure or whatever. That's why also I feel like it attributes to me being confused when people actually approach me and people actually call me pretty and stuff like that, just because the way I grew up I was never called that or whatever. And like it's so crazy, like I remember one time or whatever, I went to a family event because if y'all don't know, I'm from Sierra Leone / Guinea, whatever. But I went to a family event with my older brother and I was standing next to him, and this family member literally sat there in my face and was like, oh my goodness, hi, how are you, mama, blah 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 blah. She said, how are you, to my brother, and then she was like, where's your sister? Mind you, I'm sitting right next to him. I was like, oh hi. She's like, oh my god, you're so pretty, hi, I didn't even recognize you, and stuff like that. And it's low-key like, damn, like I'm like, first I'm like, damn, I know I look good, but it's like, damn, was I looking that rough for you to not even recognize me? That's outrageous behavior. Like, that's crazy to me. Whatever. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I think also, like, with the whole thing, whatever, like, I don't know. But yeah, it was looking kind of crazy to me, and it low-key made me feel kind of good, which is low-key kind of bad, but it also made me feel kind of sad, because I'm like, I low-key feel bad for my younger self, because I'm like, what did you have to go through? Because why are people acting like this? Like, it's crazy to me. But yeah, the amount of compliments I'd be receiving now is crazy. Because when I was younger, oh my goodness, I would never. But yeah, I feel like also, like, what's also crazy to me is too, when I think about like attraction or whatever, and I feel like it also depicts how guys be treating you or whatever, which is low-key kind of crazy to me, because I feel like in like elementary school and like middle school or whatever, guys were like so rude to me. Like they were not nice to me because they did not find me attractive. But when I suddenly had my 1-2 glow up or whatever, like in high school or whatever, that's when people actually started. But yeah, as I was saying, I was like, when guys actually started becoming attractive to me, oh my goodness, that's when I was like, oh my goodness, guys are actually low-key kind of nice, but they're only nice to you when they're attracted to you, which is so crazy to me, because I feel like girls do not do this. They're just nice to everybody, even if they're not attracted to you or whatever. And then I was like, oh my goodness, this is actually so crazy when you look at the distinct difference that you have in the first place, when it's like, when it comes to, when it first comes to, I don't know, when it comes to you first being unattractive and then you suddenly glowing up or whatever, and then you see the comparison to how guys treated you before to now is low-key so crazy to me, and it makes me so sad for my younger self. Like when you think about it, it's like, oh my goodness, like damn, like y'all need to get some help, because why are y'all the only species that does that? Like obviously not saying like girls don't be doing that sometimes. Obviously some girls be doing that, but I feel like this is a majority characteristic trait of guys to be doing this, and it's crazy to me. And I feel like that is not how you should be. I feel like in the first place, everybody deserves respect, and that's how you should treat them, regardless if you're attracted to them or not. Like, come on now, that's crazy to me. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's just low-key kind of crazy. It's low-key kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this was a pretty good episode to talk. I feel like this is a good stopping point to end. I like you want to yap some more, but I have to like study a lot for my test. Whatever. Let me see. How long have I been yapping? Has it at least been like 20-30 minutes? I don't know. I might talk some more. Actually, what I want to talk about, actually, which is so funny to me, is I don't want to talk about it that deeply, just because I want to make like a whole separate episode about this, just because I feel like it's like too complex or whatever. And I feel like I want to make a whole nother episode about it. But I feel like I should also, but I also want to talk about like, this is what I plan to talk about, or whatever. Not right now, obviously, just because I feel like I'm going to go more in depth about it. But I wanted to make an episode about being 19 and never having a boyfriend. I wanted to make an episode about specific series of shows or whatever, like specifically, goodness, like if I can go on about the Percy Jackson series or whatever, oh my goodness, like why, like can't you at least pull like a live action One Piece which is actually good? Like every time they do recreation of movies, it's always so bad. I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about movies in general and like how some movies or whatever, or some shows, because I just watched a video on, I don't know if y'all know this YouTuber, I'm gonna put him, but his name is like Friendly Space Ninja or something like that, and he does like a lot of movie commentary and TV commentary videos. And I wanted to talk about what do you call it? I wanted to talk about what was it? Oh yeah, how TV shows are never ending. Like it's so crazy to me, because I was like, yes, I resonate that so much. I wish you would have brought up Grey's Anatomy, because that's like the perfect example of a show that does not want to stop. Y'all need to be done. Like there's no reason for there to be 20 something seasons of Grey's Anatomy, which is outrageous. But yeah, I want to talk about that too, or whatever. I feel like I'm gonna bring up one last point though before I end this video, because I looked at the study. It's 7:24. I'm over here yapping too much instead of getting to work. I had midterms on Wednesday, but I also wanted to talk about something really weird to me that happened when I was in the talking stage. I would love to do a whole story time about me being in the talking stage with this guy or whatever. I think we're in the talking stage for like, I don't even know how long. Like maybe the whole situation transpired over like a month or two or whatever. But like I wanted to talk about some comment that he made that really made me look confused or whatever. And he said like the way that I looked or whatever, he didn't expect me to act like that. And I feel like in correlation to what he meant was that my personality is very, it's not like, I don't know, my personality is very I think kind of like awkward, kind of corny. Like I make a lot of corny dad jokes or whatever like that, but I feel like in correlation of what he meant was that he didn't expect me to be as intelligent or like, or be as like have a personality just because the way that I looked was attractive to him, which is a crazy thing to me in the first place. I feel like a lot of times whenever people like to base looks over what they perceive as like, you know what I mean, as what they think the person's gonna act like, which is a crazy concept to me. I'm like, what do you mean? I wanted him to explain more, but I feel like that was low-key a weird comment to make, and I feel like that nigga was weird in the first place. Like I'm gonna make a whole video about him. But yeah, I feel like it was such a weird comment to make, that the way that you look, I didn't expect you to act like that. Just because he thought I was actually funny and had a personality, which is crazy to me. And I feel like that's also what a lot of people don't understand. I'm like, y'all have to realize too, at the same time, people did not grow up like, a lot of people when they're attractive now, whatever, a lot of people did not grow up looking that way or whatever. And I feel like in that term, whatever, you had to power through and really have a personality in the first place to survive. Because if not, or whatever, you're really out of luck. You don't got no personality and people think you're ugly, they're gonna be, you know what I mean? They're gonna be ruthless to you or whatever. But I feel like my personality in general, whatever, is very much like, I feel like I resonate a lot with people who be talking about being an awkward black girl or a nerdy black girl. I love reading, like, and oh my goodness, I was so obsessed with the Harry Potter series and Elementary School, which is so cliche, I know, but like so basic, but like I know I was obsessed with, oh my goodness, Percy Jackson. You cannot. I just love books. I love Twilight. In middle school, I read like all the Hunger Game, not Hunger Game, all the Divergent books, Twilight. I was obsessed with that type of stuff, and now I read more, or too, but I read more romance books rather than fantasy books. Just because fantasy books, I love fantasy books, but at the same time, it's just too much going on. Like it's too much for me to memorize. I can't do all of that. Like it's too much. But yeah, I just found it quite interesting how he said that to me or whatever, and I feel like he probably didn't mean it like a weird way, but I feel like I took it as like a weird way because I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? I feel like that's a slick remark. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's all I have to talk about for today. I don't know if anything I said made sense or anything resonated with y'all or whatever, and I hope I actually post this just because I feel like this is something I've been meaning to talk about or meaning to start up in the first place. And I feel like this background is really cute and I feel like everything looks really cute. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I love talking about this, or whatever. I love yapping in the first place. I'm such a yapper. I just be talking, talking, talking. I know people be tired of me talking sometimes. But yeah, this is just really fun to make. And I hope y'all enjoyed. Hopefully the quality sounds good. Hopefully the microphone is not straight booty because it is from TikTok shop, so which I probably should not be using, but I'm like, I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta use TikTok shop. TikTok shop is low kind of reliable. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I just hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and yes, I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Hold on. Let me post my Hello Kitty. Yeah, I named her Bobina, and then I also have, what should we call it, Georgina. I feel like I need to introduce y'all to my stuffed animals before I go. This is Georgina. This is Bobina. I didn't really name the rest of them. This is original Hello Kitty that I first got. It's like right here. Um, I also have this one, which is like a vampire Hello Kitty. It's so cute. And then I have, oh my goodness, I have Stitch right here. So cute. The crown is low-key kind of crooked, but I got a lot of these for my birthday because if y'all don't know, I'm Aquarius. My birthday is February 5th. It just passed, but yeah, I got all of these for my 19th birthday. But yeah, this is it. I'm Haji. I'm a first year student at Georgia State, and I'm a pre-nursing major. I was originally a computer science major, but I changed it this semester because I'm sorry, I was sick of Python. I was sick of the coding, and my mom's a nurse, so I resonate a lot with that. I want to be a pediatric or labor delivery nurse or a NICU nurse. I don't know, one of those. Something to do with kids because I don't want to deal with adults. I'm 19 years old. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty important in terms of relatability. I've never had a boyfriend, which I feel like a lot of people are confused or surprised about. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it. I have a roommate, Destiny. Hopefully, she'll make an appearance or whatever. I don't know. I feel like I be telling her all the time we need to start a podcast together. And I feel like she should start a podcast with me. I did make a vlog though, which I'll probably post. But yeah, I love anything content creating. I love movies. I low-key just downloaded Letterboxd and I want to like start like actually like rating movies. But one of my favorite movies, like I love rom-coms. One of my favorite movies is 10 Things I Hate About You. I also love All the Bright Places. I low-key want to read the book, but I started it and I never finished it. I love Perks of Being a Wallflower, all-time favorite movie. Don't even get me started on that. I also love the movie The Half of It from Netflix. It's so good. I recommend anybody to watch it. It's just too good. I'm also a first-generation immigrant, which I feel like I could talk a lot about in later episodes or whatever. My parents are from Sierra Leone, and my grandparents are from Guinea, which is looking kind of funny. Yes, so I'm a first-generation immigrant, whatever, right here in the US of A. I've been to Sierra Leone a couple times, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope y'all got to know a little bit about me before I end this video. I don't know if I'm going to put this at the beginning or the end. I feel like I probably should put this at the beginning, but I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much about me. I hope y'all enjoyed this little like yap session. I don't really know. Probably never gonna post this probably, but if I do post this, hello, how are you? Hopefully everything was in focus or I'm gonna be sad. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna say bye. Bobina, say bye. Bye. Uh-oh.